Hello, welcome to our video for the week. I'm Pamela. I'm the Stampin' Pink Rose. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Over the course of October, I have been using Peaceful Cabin. So I thought I'd show you a couple cards that I have done and showed you before. So there is this one, there is that one, and there is this one. Okay, and I have one more over here to work on. So I had Debbie and Irene send me an email. They had some questions about using the Peaceful Cabin. So I thought I'd show you what I had done. So let's take a look. You have the cabin, the trees, and you have some beautiful words here. Then you have the dies, which this one is for the cabin, and I'm going to show you that in a minute, so I'm going to get it out. Then you have this one for the trees. You have this for the single cabin. The fence is up here, and a long piece, and the snowflakes, and then some trees. So I want to show you exactly some things you can do with it, because they were asking about cutting. All right, so now the first one, I have stamped this. And notice I've left some room at the top. And sometimes I even leave more room, okay, depending what I want. So now what I am going to do is I've got up here, and you can't see, I'm going to cut this out for you. Okay, so just give me a second here. All right, now, so now I have cut this off. Let's say this is going to be a full, and I'm going to flip this over, a full length card. So what I would do is I'm going to cut this off like this, and then I'm going to snip it off here. Okay, so now you have it like this. And now let's say I want a snow scene. Okay, so then what I can do is I can put this on here, and let's say I've got a white background. Okay, then I can do my trees and I can stamp them. Okay, so the idea is the fact that, let's say for instance, I cut this way up here, so it's a full length all the way down. Then I can cut off and adjust it as I need for height on the set. So I've got that. All right, so you can cut it that way. And you've got the cabin that way. Now, let's say, for instance, I want the cabin all by itself. Then what I've done, I've cut it. And I've got a card over here. I want to show you I did a double on it. So now on this one, I'm going to cut carefully a little bit around the edge. I want a little bit of white. And that's not going to hurt in this case because, guess what? Snow's white. So it's not going to make any difference. Okay. And I'm going to show you what I did. Now you have that, and that's the cabin alone. And then what I did, and I did it on another one, I have stamped it. Okay, and then I glued it on, and it's a double. So it's stamped in the background, and it's stamped on the background, and then I have cut out the front and layered it. Let me bring one over here that shows what I've done. Here's one I've completely done. Okay, so now somebody asked me, I don't remember if it was Deb or Irene, asked me the fact that the trees, because you're stamping. All right, so I have misplaced the mask to this, and I'm not quite sure where it is. So I want to show you something else. I want to stamp the cabin on. Okay, if you can, keep the mask. Don't do as I did. Keep the mask. Now, what I'm going to go ahead and use is this cabin I just cut out, okay, as my mask, okay, because I have totally misplaced where that mask is, okay. So, what I'm going to do is I want to stamp the trees, and these are the trees. I'm going to stamp them behind. Now, when I stamp over it, obviously the cabin is going to get stamped. Okay. All right, and that didn't stamp as well as I would have liked. I'm going to try to get this lined up. All right, I'm going to flip this. I'm going to turn it around. Okay, try this again one more time. There, that's better. Okay, so now, this is a mess and I know it and everything because I don't have the mask here. Let's say, for instance, I've got some gap here. Okay, this one, because I'm doing it in black, I'm going to use my black marker. If you were doing it in the evergreen, I would use the evergreen naturally. Use it the same color as you're doing your trees. Then all I did, do you see how I'm stroking? And you just stroke, and then you kind of fill in that gap on your trees. Okay, so there is a couple ideas here. So this is one here that I've got going, and I've got to add the layer on that one. So I've got this one here, and I haven't decided the paper to use. I brought this one out, and I might use this one. I haven't decided yet. I was playing with it the other day. So there is a couple of your ways to do your cabin. So you can stamp it. You can stamp the trees. You can enmask it and have your cabin and your trees all stamped. You could stamp your trees and cut out your cabin. You could add more dimensions to your whole thing by stamping and then putting another cabin cutout on top. So you've got several ways to play and do this. And you've got the wonderful cabin dies here to use to do different cards like I've done here. So there's that one. There's this one, and there's another one here, and then here's the one I'm working on that's a double. So there's 4 different ways you could do it. Also, and I don't have it out here, if you want, you can get the paste And you could do the paste across part of this, or all the way across if you didn't have the words. And you can put the paste down, and that will give it a texture of snow. So you could do that too. So I'm hoping this gave you some different ways to use the cabin and the trees on the Peaceful Cabin. As I said, I wanted to bring out this kind of, we're wrapping the end of the month. I wanted to bring out this little technique, show you a few things to answer some questions from some of the gals on how to use the Peaceful Cabin. I'm hoping this gave you some ideas. And if you have any more questions, email me just like Deb and Irene did. I appreciate the comments. I'm here to help you. I love stamping. I love creating. So I want you to get some ideas of how to change and do things. Also, don't forget to maybe send me your ideas. I have a gallery. You could post in the gallery. I think you have to ask permission, but I will grant permission without any hesitation. You just don't advertise in there. But you could put up your cards in there and show what you've done. Also, I can pull, if you would like, I can pull, and I can always put it over on my blog as one that came in by email. So if you'd like me to showcase one of your projects I'm working on, like the Peaceful Cabin, I'll be more than happy to put that in and note that so-and-so sent me this photo and everything. So again, this is Pamela Stampin' Pink Rose. I'm hoping this gave you an idea of how to use the Peaceful Cabin. It's a wonderful stamp set, and I think it's absolutely beautiful. Take care, have a good day, and don't forget to subscribe to my newsletter, because we're doing the 12 weeks of Christmas, and you don't want to miss those projects on the 12 weeks. Take care, and thanks for joining me.